1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to the So Sauced podcast.
It's been on our mind.
Yeah.
Super sexual.
Well, I'm getting a headache right here. Migraine.
I don't want to get out of the tree, so keep me in check.
No, you're good.
We're all in it.
Am I too far back?
Yeah, a little bit. You're all tiny.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Welcome back to the So Sauce podcast.
What is it?
Reserved? Just reserved and like awkward, maybe.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like people are like that, or he's just young.
That's why I've told Charles, like, from day one, like, dude, you're weird matches my weird. That's why we're so compatible.
Yeah,
Like, we
makes
are
sense.
just, everybody
You have to
finds
find
somebody
it.
that matches their weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laugh at the same weird jokes, or just as awkward.
Yeah.
Joe and I are kind of like that too. Because, you know, like sometimes Joe and I will be here and all four of us are chilling, and Joe and I will have a couple jokes and we're both cracking up, and you and Lauren are like, what the heck is up with these weirdos, you know?
Or like,
And Joe and I are dying. And same with you guys. You guys have been cracking up over something, and Joe and I are like, all right, let's get out of here before we catch some of their weird. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I think for us, like, I think it's good for men to be like that, honestly, because I take Charles into consideration. Like, I know that you didn't really know him before, but you know, somebody, you growing up with him and seeing how socially awkward he was and how quiet and introvert he was.
Really?
And I was a complete extrovert. Like, I was loud. Like, a lot of people
And
didn't
that's
like me when I was younger.
That's funny.
I was a B. Straight up. I was the worst.
The funny thing is that, like,
Self-awareness, I like it.
the funny thing is that I never thought of that, like, of Charles. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. But like, I never thought of Charles like socially awkward.
You
Maybe
did.
just because like we grew up together, you know.
I don't see him as that now. He seems pretty.
And see, that's why I'm saying it, because he's really introvert and I'm extremely extrovert, and so we kind of just balance each other out. Like, he mellows me out for sure,
Right.
and then I bring him out a little bit more of his out of
Yeah.
his shell.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when guys are like that, it's kind of like it's attracting to me. Like, it's
A breath
attractive.
of fresh air. Like,
It's attractive
Because it's your opposite.
No, because at that point it's like, okay, well, you're intriguing. I want to get to know you more. Like, why are you so quiet? And if it's
why
like,
are you such a weirdo?
that too. And if you're that weird, then yeah, you freak.
It's-
Wave your freak flag. I love it.
Yeah, it's weird because there's girls that like will not, you know, obviously they won't go that way. They like the bad boy type, the super confident type, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff I wasn't in high school. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I laugh. I'm not laughing at you, sir. I'm laughing at me because I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah,
because I
yeah.
liked that back then.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
And as we evolve, right, we kind of, our taste changes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something.
and like just thinking that's what I had to be in order for
Yeah,
girls to
girls.
find me attractive.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's like a misconception too. It's
Yeah.
like,
And you're so, what is it? You're so impressionable in high school, trying to figure out who you are and what you want to be and whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so you see all these guys scoring because they're like this, so you think, oh, that's how I gotta act. And then, lo and behold, we grow up and we're like, that's not how I am at all. You
Yeah.
know? So we just go through so
Yeah.
many phases.
Nor is that right.
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Because most of the time, like, they're jerks.
Most of the time, they're the
what
ones-
about for girls? Is it the same? Like,
Just
Yes
depends,
and no,
yeah.
because I think like every girl wants to be like that popular one and wants to be liked, and then, I mean, there comes a point like and this is for me personally, where I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if you guys like me or not.
that was
I'm
in high
gonna-
school.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna do
I
me,
wish I was like that.
and I'm just gonna like.
That early.
It sucked. Oh, I think it became like, because in middle school, like, I was considered popular, I guess. And then, like, getting into high school, like, it sucked. Because I got jumped by a bunch of seniors my freshman year. And like,
Jeez.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Why are kids so mean?
And that's what I'm saying.
Just
like,
because you were, like,
and they
cooler
didn't
or
even
whatever.
know, because it's all rumors, right?
Yeah.
And so they think that you're away some way, but you're really not.
Yeah.
And then you kind of want to fit into that norm of, like, you know, being pretty and fun and whatever. But I was just like, dude, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go stand in the corner with the other kids that you think are weirdos, and I'm gonna sit there and read my book.
Yeah.
And that's what it came to the last 2 years. And I was just like,
I'm over it.
get me in a damn book. I'm over this nonsense.
And a lot of people don't get to that point in their lives until they're much older or out of high school, you know. So, because I know I didn't.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
stuck in that in high school, you know, just like, and I wasn't popular or anything by no means. I was a loser, I think. But I tried, you know, and I was sad that I was like not cool, not popular. I know all the popular kids did not like me, you know, so, and I didn't get there till I was older. And now I'm at that point, thank God. It's just such a peaceful place to be.
What were you into in high school?
I was a band nerd for most of my time, and then after, like, I want to say sophomore year, or no, junior years, when I started getting into, like, I just wanted to party and just hang out with everybody because I felt like that's what the popular kids were doing, and I had no identity, it seems like, you know, I didn't.
And I think that's kind of like, I feel like the popular kids kind of shunned me in a way because, like, I was a social butterfly. Like, I went to so many different groups and just, I didn't care. I was like, people are people.
Yeah.
You know, like, you shouldn't be treating anybody like garbage, regardless.
Yeah.
And I think, like, because I didn't have that popular mindset, it was just kind of like, oh, well, I mean, then again, too, I was a bitch, but it was
High
like,
school was
that's why I say, like, I didn't care. I didn't care what you think, and that's what it came out mean.
Yeah.
I was mean back then because there was all that pressure.
See, and like for me in high school, I didn't really know who I was. Like obviously, I struggled with like weight issues and identity issues.
Yeah.
But I held on to like what I knew I was good at, like football. Like I was terrible at academics, but like football, I was really good at.
You were bad at academics.
I was really.
Refer back to our "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader"
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I watched that video and I was like,
I'm just kidding.
I would have only had to eat 3 jelly beans for this whole video.
I'm kidding.
So that was terrible.
I love you, bro. I'm just kidding.
And,
Ferrari was my favorite.
Ferrari.
Look at me now, bitches.
Way smarter than y'all. Got a podcast. No. I'm sorry. I'm listening
But,
to what you're saying. I just wanted to add that in there.
and, like-
Where's the laugh track?
I know. Dang, I wish that thing worked. But and I had a girlfriend. So
In
I
high
was,
school?
Yeah, and I was like, cool, I'm for
For
that.
real?
Yeah, for a long
Nice.
time. Yeah, so I didn't
They were so cute.
struggle. I didn't
You knew
struggle.
her? Yeah.
Ooh.
We're
I knew we shall not.
I
name.
know. Tell me
But,
later.
But yeah, so I didn't really struggle in high school in that way. You know, like I wasn't shunned or anything, but
Yeah.
He's just earnest.
Yeah.
yeah. And then it wasn't until
Is now.
after high school where I started coming like into my own skin and
Yeah, exactly.
getting into like other stuff. But I don't know, it's
Became
different.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't like popular. I knew I was like just whatever.
But do you know what I love about like our graduation year? Is that later on as like we got older, like junior, senior year, like the whole mentality changed. Like the popular kids, like when they would run for like prom queen or like homecoming queen and things like that, like they weren't ever voted or like they didn't win. And then like for our senior prom king and queen, like the nerdy like dorky kids won and I loved it. Like everybody was so ecstatic, and that's why I was like, that
That's
shows
cool.
your mindset where it's
was
like Orlando Giron and Vanessa Roy Ball.
Shout out to the prom king and queen.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
They're
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
And they were so sweet and they
Yeah.
were so funny.
They just weren't like the typical popular kid.
no, not at all.
That's
love
funny.
it.
Me and
I love
Vanessa
it.
used to like go
we don't
running
have any.
together,
Okay.
like way after high school.
Yeah.
She was like my gym partner forever. Like, we'd go running.
Prom
like-
queen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't think anything of her. No, I didn't think anything of her. We would just, you know,
Just homies. Yeah.
yeah,
awesome.
like gym.
Yeah.
Gym
She's so
homies.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
She's so mellow.
that's crazy.
I like that though. I like that a lot. You know that it's because at my school, no, we were such a superficial. It was always the popular kid. You know.
Weren't you a little chola?
I don't know why you guys think that just because I was
You
from Los
said-
Lunas.
no, but
I'm
you said-
kidding. I
Oh.
wasn't. I'll show you
I
guys
thought this
pictures
whole
of-
time you were for
I
reals.
know. I mean, I'm from Los Lunas, so we all kind of acted the same way. But I don't think I was a chola because there was that group of cholas, you know, and I wasn't part of it. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't look like them. But I mean, I don't know. I try and look at my group, you know. There was a clique, always a popular, and it was a typical, like the movie Mean Girls. the really the super band geeks, you know, and like I was friends with them too. But like,
Would
I
you
had
play in band?
a clarinet.
Oh,
I killed it, dude. I was a rock star.
really?
I was like,
Solo.
I know.
The xylophone.
I just remember I was being first chair when I was like first
Oh, dude, I
chair.
hated that. That's what I played in band.
Is that
Oh, I hated it.
Everyone kind of like didn't pay attention to you guys in the pit. It's called
That's
pit. Yeah.
terrible.
No offense. No offense. It's like
Band
like-
geeks
right.
shunning
Exactly.
the worst band geeks.
And the upper
We don't talk
tier
to
wanted
those
the
ones.
upper tier band geeks, though, the middle tier
That's
and
how
the
it is.
lower tier band.
It doesn't
That's
take
so-
We would
no.
have been friends. Dude.
I
We
didn't
would've
want.
been
I
friends.
didn't want to play it. I was forced to because I was like, yes, percussion. Keep me on that snare. Keep me on that snare. And then she's
They
like,
put,
They put you on side.
no,
they
just
put you on the hats.
go on the bell.
Exactly. The triangle. Ding.
Yeah, one.
One note per song.
Nailed it.
That's what I was, no,
Or
it's
cowbell.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Cowbell. It takes. I don't think I could play xylophone. I'm not a percussionist. You know what I mean? It seems hard because you hold like the four. you
Oh, I
know,
wasn't that
and
fancy.
then, you know, and see, okay, but I would see people doing that, and
Yeah.
although like people never paid attention to people in the pit, like you guys were they were their own clique. I always
Oh
thought
my
it was
God,
pretty
that's
cool.
so terrible.
Well, yeah, it was very cliquish. I don't like that. And I look back and I hated high school, dude. Like, everyone's like, oh, high school, let's go back to the reunion, and those were the glory days. And I look back, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not in that. Just, it sucked. Like, I had my group of friends, but like, I didn't like it. There was so much drama. People were always fighting. There was always something. Oh, you're stealing my boyfriend. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm so glad we're out of it.
We had those issues, but not like to that extent. I think that's more of like a bigger high school because when I went to school in California, that it was like fights every day, like this group of guys against this
There's
group of
always
guys.
drama.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it was crazy. But
Yeah.
like when I went back to Pawtucket, kind of like that small.
It is
town
small. Yeah,
mentality.
Pawtucket is pretty small. What was your guys' graduating class size?
I don't know.
156, I think.
Dang, that's pretty. Yeah. I don't remember ours, but I know that like.
I know that
a year-
that I graduated by the skin of my teeth. I had to go back on like a Saturday and take a retest.
Just
And then I had to
graduate.
wait forever, and then she called me and she's like, "You passed with like a 60." And I had like a 40. Had a 40 in that class.
I think she just gave it to you.
She probably just
Who
gave
was
it
it?
to me. She was a math teacher,
I feel
so
like you guys are
I
talking
just
about her.
like math specifically was my
Miss Colson?
worst.
You had it with?
It was like so it was like she came in after Goots died. I don't know, R.I.P. But so I have all the worst math teachers in this world. I felt like I had Circe.
I failed that class.
Yeah,
Straight
I
up,
think
like,
everybody
he's the worst
did.
teacher ever.
I
I remember
the
you
only-
Sorry,
all
I'm not
talking
putting him
about
on.
Circe.
Oh, I kind of am,
Yeah.
but like, I'm just being honest.
That's okay.
For
Teachers are
Nandis
fair
was-
game. You can all talk
No,
about
because
teachers.
I'm not kidding. Like
Yeah.
in Circe's class, 90 to 94% of the students failed his class.
I like how accurate you are.
I know, the very- the very
94.461.
She's actually done the logistics.
You want to know? And then another thing is because my sister was in college and I had her do one of my labs and she got a 91 on it, 92 something, and she was pissed. She was like, I did this right, like, you're a teacher. I was like, you can't go talk to him.
Yeah.
He's gonna know I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I got that 190 and I think that was like, it bumped my grade up to probably about a 40 and he was like, how did you pick
And
out
they-
this 90?
so
So
there's
you
like,
didn't have to pass kids.
you know, like there's like an assignment grade and then a test
Oh yeah,
score,
yeah.
and then they average the two. Well, I would never do my homework, and then of course my test scores would be crap.
Because
know?
you didn't do your homework.
Yeah, of course. And but I was the only math class I ever passed was Goots.
Dude, and he was a darn good teacher. He was like, what aren't you getting?
Yeah.
All right, then let's sit down and figure it out.
Was
Like,
But-
he took
what
the
that Joe
time.
was talking about, that he was like drawing on his desk and he was like, dude, Phil, you know what I mean? Was he that teacher?
Might have been.
The
Yeah,
super
might have
cool
been.
one? Like everyone loved him?
Yeah,
We-
everybody loved Goots. Like, so Goots was there since my siblings were in high school.
How old are your siblings? Are they super young?
Mm.
I mean, super old?
My oldest sister's 12 years older than me. My
Oh,
brother's
yeah,
10
you
and
did
my
say
other
that.
sister's 8. And Goots has
Years
been there
older?
forever. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying
Yeah,
like 8
they're
years
so-
old.
No, they're like that much older
Yeah,
than me. Because
gotcha.
I'm the baby.
Okay, yeah.
So him and DePaula have been there since my siblings were there.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about Goots. You know,
Yeah,
about him.
so I remember, so I went back to Pawtucket and I was like, okay, I got Goots, boom. This is going to be a breeze. And then he ended up passing away and I was like, fuck, man, like I can't. There's no way I'm passing that. Yeah. So then I ended up getting Cersei that next year, which was
The worst. That's the bad teacher.
the worst. So then I had to retake math, and then by that time I was fed up, and I'm like a junior, senior taking like middle school math or some bullshit.
Oh.
And then I got Fernandez, who was actually a really, really good teacher, but I was already tapped out, you know.
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
didn't get 2 Fs really. Failed Fernandez. Then I got that other witch of a lady. I don't even remember who the heck she was, but
I want to say I'm picturing a lady, but then I don't even know.
she was like, so you know where the math wing,
Yeah.
all the way to the end to the right.
In Goots' old class.
Yeah.
I stopped taking math, like.
Yeah, so everyone did. Everyone was like, "Hey, I did my 3 years of math." It's so
no
good.
more.
Wow.
I was like- So I
And then there's
remember-
those kids that go on to calc too while they're still in, you know,
Right.
some
I
kids
was
just
like-
love it, you know. That's my brother. Shout out to
Yeah.
my brother. He's the smartest kid you'll ever meet, man. He's like in calc 8.
Calc 8?
No, he's just super far. He's already
You
taken like
want to come
college
help me
calc.
right now with my college course that I'm taking that's kicking my
Ask
butt?
him, brother, peanut brother. Will you come help my friends?
Peanut brother.
That's my nickname for him.
Oh, that's cool.
Get it?
Like peanut butter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, he's just really. He's already in like college calc, and he's like.
Well, he's like a senior, right? Is he
He's a senior, yeah, but he's past like what they offer at high school because he's just so smart. Yeah.
I stopped like caring about anything over algebra
Yeah, I know.
because I couldn't pass it. You know?
Let me just make this by the skin of my teeth, and then I'm done.
Yeah, so I remember she's like, "Hey, you don't have any math credits, and you need at least, or who knows, you know." And then
I've
she's
never
like,
seen anything like this. You have
yeah.
none.
Yeah. So
No, but you came here in middle school. Because I was going to say, Charles had that same issue, though, with math. But
no,
he
so
seemed from-
so I went 1 year at the middle school here, and then I transferred to California, and I went 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade.
You came back in 10th?
Mm-hmm. I was back and forth like 8
Yeah.
or 9 times in my life.
That's crazy.
Bro, I could have
But it was
sworn you
cool.
were there freshman year.
No. I was.
Who's your lookalike? That guy that was also. Did he go to high school like you?
Who's my
You
lookalike?
remember that guy that worked in a police department, and you guys look exactly the same?
Oh.
Did you guys go to high school together? Maybe she's thinking of him.
No,
No?
I don't.
Oh,
I
never
think you
mind.
went to Espanola.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Sorry.
No, I'm not going to lie. Like, everything is just so jumbled even back then. It was
Yeah.
just...
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Too much.
Yeah, cause so I remember like who you were dating in middle school, and then I came back and you guys weren't together anymore, and then I was like, dang, everything's like way different. You know, I was like,
Middle school.
and then me and
That's
him,
cute. Oh,
and
poor him.
I know a name we shall not name,
Yeah.
but
No,
me
wait,
and
which
him-
one?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Stevie. Let's have a list.
Let's cut the break.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
New topic.
What was I gonna say? So then me and him, and I'll say Jeff. You
Jeff.
can put the.
Oh, yeah,
you can,
well, okay,
you
got
can
it,
put
now I
the
got
other- So Jeff, and
Yeah,
then
that was it.
Joe, and like we had our little crew. So funny story is me and Joe were super close. Like he was my school bae, you know, school bae. But then I did my own thing, and I never hung out with anybody after school. And then years later, me and Lauren met, and I was like, "Yep, you have a brother?" And she's like, "Yeah, Joe Martinez." And I was like, "I know one Joe Martinez. I'm pretty sure he didn't have a sister." And then she was like, "Well,
He never
yeah."
talked about her.
Yeah, I was like, and then she's like, "Yeah, they like." I was like, "Does he have a nickname?" And I was like, "The only Joe I know is they used to call him Sweetness, Joe Sweetness." And she's like, "Oh my."
You know my brother.
Yeah, and then I saw him, and I was so pumped to see him because I hadn't seen him in years, you know.
Since you guys are doing Bible studies. And
Yeah, we used to go to Bible study together and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then
What?
Back
yeah,
in, like, high school,
in
like-
Madison,
yeah.
Madison's class. Remember
Oh, I went
Madison?
to that a few times.
Yeah,
I didn't know Joe was there.
Yeah. It was a blur for you, huh?
It was bad. Like my memory, Charles tells me, he's like, I swear it's gonna be like the Notebook. Like I gotta read you everything. It's bad,
Who
bro.
are you?
It's so bad. I'm like
Every time you wake up in the morning, hey.
Oh, like the
I
first
literally,
Yeah.
bro, I literally just told him, I was like, maybe I should go get dementia tested because this is getting
Already,
bad,
30, Stevie.
bro.
The-
My sister
There's
is.
got to be an oil for that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
right? Or no?
I don't know if fish oil is something.
Maybe.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, right. There has to be.
It's so
Close.
bad. It's so bad.
Close.
Dang, that's
But
crazy.
anyways, no, tell that story. So
Which
yes,
one? Oh yeah, so I was so pumped to see him.
to
I
see
was like,
Joe for after
Yeah.
all these years.
Yeah, because we were talking for a little bit, and then we were friends before anything, and then we started dating, and she invited me to. It was like their thing. They would go for Joe's birthday. They would always go to a Isotopes game. They'd go eat and hang out, and so they invited me that year, and I was like, dang, I get to see Joe. I'm so pumped.
This is a good story.
Man, yeah, I'm so pumped. And then I get there, and he wanted to fight me because I'm dating his sister.
And
you
he
know?
was drunk, right?
And he was
With his friend.
Yeah, 3 sheets to the wind, and he was like, you know how Joe like gives hugs, like, oh, and I was like, dude, hi, can I get a like?
It's me, Ernest.
Yeah, I was like, what's up, bro? And he's like wanting to fight me because I'm dating Lauren.
Yeah.
I was so devastated. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is bad.
Screw you, do that. Yeah,
Bro
just
code.
Yeah.
Bro code.
But now me and him
Okay.
are super close.
Yeah, don't date my sister, man, unless I give you permission, right? No, I know. Yeah, now you guys are.
And I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Imagine what that's like. Like, I
Dating
think
the-
if you know like your friend, if he's not a douchebag, then like, would you be comfortable with him dating your sister, or is it like, no, I know my friends.
I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
about that
It
too.
depends on the person he is, right? Like, you know.
I mean, if he's your friend that you go pick up chicks with and just one and done, out.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
know. But I think we all have like those seasons.
True.
You know, we're all not the person that we were in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whether-
heck no.
you know what I mean?
Younger.
Yeah, when we were younger. So I
Definitely
think,
not the same person at all.
yeah, I think
Thank God.
it's a little bit different in that sense. Because I'm sure if I had asked
Yeah.
if I had asked Joe for his permission, he'd probably been like, no, you're a
No,
good
bro.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But
It took time for you to grow on him, right?
on Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When dating Lauren, I mean, you know, like
Mhm.
it took him a while to kind of accept it.
Yeah.
But why was that though? Because like, if you guys hung out in high school, like, I don't know, the stuff that you guys used to talk about, like, as boys, you know. But
I'm sure.
I mean, in high school, like, you weren't bad, dude. Like,
No, I know.
you were mellow, you were respectful, like, you were. I mean, you were
I
really
don't know, I
quiet.
think
but
it's
then
just
again,
like
I
that.
said, I don't know how you are with boys.
Yeah. And I'm sure there was talks about whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's oh sorry.
You okay?
I think it's just that like protective nature that siblings have. You know what I mean?
I think that's good because
Well, so like Toby, like nobody would be like not acceptable, but like you know what I mean to your standards, like when it comes to them dating your brother. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like that.
I mean, like, no, I'm a different type. My sister Stephanie is like that. She's like,
Oh.
huh? Who? I'll like, who
Oh.
are you? Give me your social. Like, what's your name? You know, you want to date my brother? You know, and like interrogate like that type.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that I'll be super nice and I'm gonna watch you very closely. But I'm gonna be very nice, but I'm watching you closely. As soon as you mess up, I'll be like, no. That's my reason to be mean. I'm nice to everybody at first, you know.
Or are you like a Lauren?
No, I
She was-
don't.
Lauren was.
She was so. Yeah, let's tell that story.
Let's tell
dude.
that story.
I'm
Yeah.
down. I'm
I,
intrigued now.
When was the first time? I don't remember. I just remember like Joe bringing me around saying, "Hey, this is my new girlfriend or whatever."
Side B.
And like I tried saying hi to Lauren one. And maybe
It's
like
a-
because I know Joe.
it's a
No, because I
joke.
know that Joe. Like Joe would tell me he was like I'd bring some girls around and they were either just dumb, you know, or they didn't last very long or whatever. So maybe she was like, "Oh, this is just another dumb girl." But anyways, I just remember like trying to say hi to her and she like looked right through me and just kind of. And I was
Where's
like,
that? Where's that
"Hello?"
Instapot? Where's that Instapot?
Where's that coffee press?
Yeah.
And then like I think we went. Joe took me to a party with Lauren and all her friends.
And she doesn't remember this story.
She doesn't remember the story, but I remember it very clearly because I almost cried because like everyone, okay, because I was young, I was 19 years old, and I was still kind of in that phase of just like I'm trying to be who I am, you know, be confident in myself. He brought me to this party, and everyone was drunk already, and Joe and I were sober, and Joe knows all these people, so they were like, "Hey, Joe!" And it was a
Yeah.
bunch of like, they're 5 years older than me, so of
Yeah.
course I was a little intimidated already, you
Yeah.
know. And they were like, "Joe!" And then I remember like one of Lauren's best friends at the time, who I guess was really close to Joe. I don't know if there's history there, whatever, but she was "Who'd you bring, Joe?" Oh, and already talking crap, and I was just like, like.
Yikes.
And so I sat on the
Welcome
couch.
to New Mexico.
Yeah, and then she was all, Lauren, say hi to his girlfriend. Why don't you want to say hi? And she's all, no. And they all just started talking crap about me.
Oh my
And
God.
Joe and I were just sitting there, and Joe was like looking at me, and like he was kind of laughing with some guys on the side, and I just kind of was like, yeah, this is fun. I love getting talked about, right in my face by people I don't know. And like Joe was like, all right, let's just leave because everyone was drunk, and he kind of saw that they were being assholes. And like, of course, I was on the verge. I didn't cry because I was like, fuck these guys, I'm not gonna let them make me cry. But it was like that feeling of just like, wow, everyone hates me for no reason.
That's terrible.
And I know, and it's like a christening apparently, coming to the family. I'm like, dang, I would never treat anyone that way though. I would never ever do that. Like if my brother brought a girl home, I'm the first to be like, hey, I'm Toby, nice to meet you. Like, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I could never do that to a person unless they gave me a reason to, So.
Mm-hmm.
I agree,
So.
but I think like I'm happy that y'all are, or even Joe and Lauren are like that close, because there's just a huge divide within my family where that's not
You guys
the
don't
case.
have each other's backs like that.
No, not really. I mean, my sisters do now more so. Now that we've gotten older, but when I was younger, like there was just so much friction and so much tension because, I mean, 12 years from my oldest sister to me is like a huge difference.
Yeah, it is.
And then like
Even 8.
yeah,
I know,
from my sister right above me,
Right.
and she hated me for the longest time. She straight hated me. Like we've had this talk. She's like, she straight had to apologize for treating me like garbage.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah, because
That's
like,
happened
you have
with
to
me and
think
my
about it.
brother,
She was a
too.
baby for 8 years, and then I came along,
Right,
and
so
then
it's that
like I was
resentment.
the favorite, and she just she turned into the middle redheaded stepchild. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
boom,
Because there's
instantaneous.
4 of you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And
Yeah.
the other baby.
And then my oldest sister, got pregnant in high school, and so I lived with my nephews and nieces in the house. So
Yeah.
it's weird because my sister right above me, Sarah, is 8 years older than me, and then my nephew Jaden is 8 years younger than me.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So it's like boom, 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 boom.
Right,
And
yeah.
then Sarah had Vanessa, who's 9 years younger than me, and then my other sister Rihanna had Janae, her second kid, who is 10 years. So it's 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
so
and then
crazy.
8, 10, 12. So it's like I'm right there in the middle.
Yeah,
It was-
it's all either
Or
younger
like,
or much younger.
do you
It's crazy.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. That like me and my brother were only 5 years apart, and up until maybe he was in his early 20s, that we really started
yeah.
getting along.
Yeah.
Like started finding like
Right.
commonalities, you know. But we used to just battle all the time, just fight, and I felt like terrible just because I was a piece of crap to him.
You're
Yeah.
That's how it is though, because that's how it was with me and my sisters. Same as you guys. My older sister is 9 years older than me, and then 6 years older than me, and then my little brother is 9 years younger than me.
Holy moly,
So
you're
we're-
like
we're all
me!
sp- we're all spread out, and we all hated each other when we were younger. I was mean to my brother; they were mean to me. But now we're all best friends. So-
Yeah, I was a jerk to Jaden, and I had to apologize to him. I treated that boy like
We all have like a friend or know somebody who has like a nephew or a niece the same age.
Right.
That's so weird
I
to
know,
me
because
how
they
it's like,
have
oh,
such
this is
an
my
older
niece.
sibling.
Yeah, this is my niece, and we're the same age.
Yeah.
We're both graduating.
You know,
Like,
it's,
yeah.
you know, it's weird. So my sister Rihanna got married, and so Jaden is 23 or 24, and then Janae is 21 now, and she has another son, Noah, who is, how old is Nadia?
6, 7.
She just turned 7. He's
That's
6.
so
He's
crazy.
6.
Just yeah.
Noah is 6.
So
she has
an
she has
uncle?
a younger uncle.
Yeah.
Right?
So
I feel like I'm.
Wait.
Wait,
that's
cousin.
cousin.
they're cousins.
But you're
Oh yeah, cousins.
Cousins.
Ooh.
But
Sorry,
think
guys.
about it. So yeah,
you have to
that's
write
where
me
it
a
gets-
family tree.
This is where it gets confusing. So my sister Rihanna has Jaden and Janae, who are in their 20s, and then she has Noah, who is 6, and
Oh, dang.
Janae has a baby who is 4.
Oh, so his.
So her Janae's uncle
Right. They're 2 years apart.
is only 2 years.
Yeah.
That's so
See, exactly.
crazy.
They're gonna be that when they're older.
That's
She's
what it
gonna be
is.
like, hey, this is my uncle. And
Yep. This is
no,
my
it's like your brother.
I
my
carpool
niece.
with I carpool with my uncle.
Yeah.
That's
know,
my little, we go to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same classes.
Yeah.
My little brother and my niece, so uncle and niece are 1 year apart. They go to the same school together. You know, they're in band together right now currently.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, they're best friends, so they love it. You know, which is cool, but it's just funny they
I
have
feel
to
like this
introduce.
doesn't
This is my
happen
niece.
like anywhere else in the U.S. Like
Yeah.
just in New Mexico, like you have these weird age gaps where it's like, yeah, this is my uncle. We're in high school.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. My older sister's 30 years older than me. or something
It's
crazy.
so strange.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
so weird.
New Mexico's a weird state. Apparently part of Mexico, right? Didn't stop.
Did it?
Oh, pooper.
I wonder why it does that.
You have a limit for memory?
Mm-mm.
It's a new computer too.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna totally change topics because
Because you can.
Ernest,
Because you
you
can.
because we need to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
It's
Dun, dun,
huge.
dun.
Yep,
Huge.
huge.
Donald Trump, huge.
Look at this.
I know, that's funny.
Everyone is on this tip. Sorry, I'm changing the subject and then you can change it.
I will talk about
I've
it.
never
on
played
this
this game, but everybody, you do
You
too.
haven't
I
played
was-
Among Us?
No.
I was on this tip for
Bro.
In a week, huh?
a week and it ruined my life.
I'm a
Yeah.
Same. My
I
kids go to
deleted
bed and I'm back on
Is
it.
it have fun?
It's not, but it's so addicting.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really not.
It's like it's
My whole
fun.
family plays
It's
it.
fun, but it's like I don't know what
Germany
it
is
is. It's
sus.
so, yeah.
What is that even?
World War II. Look, there's the
It's like,
who is it? Polish? No, Austria. Back there.
um,
And then France is waving their white little flag.
Ah, this is cute.
So right here, we winners. Oh wait,
Yeah,
we gotta
so-
check out the back.
Oh, wait.
sus is,
Sorry.
oh, it's grunt style.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's so
I'm
funny.
dead.
That's
I gotta
awesome.
show my
Imposter.
teach- yeah.
See,
Gotta show
I
my
know she
patriot
is. I know
spirit
she
off.
is.
That's why I
It's
like it
funny.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sus is usually like verbiage that they
Suspicious.
use. Yeah, sus. Like, oh,
Or
this
sus.
person's sus.
Suspect?
Yellow is sus.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the suspect.
So
Got it.
you have a minimum of 4 players, and out of those 4, one of them is the imposter. And then
Right.
you have a minimum of 7 players, and then you can have 2
Two.
imposters.
Got it.
And then as long as you have, the most you can have is 10, but as long as you have 9, then you have 3 imposters.
So you have to just figure out who's the.
Yep. So.
And you live for the times that you're the imposter.
Yep.
You're just
Okay,
like,
'cause it's fun.
oh, dude, and you're like, oh,
You
my
guys are
God.
doing all pumped.
Dude, Nod sits there. She does this. Imposter, let me be the imposter. Oh, she gets mad.
So it's the best part to be there.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
alright.
venting
Because you get to
and
kill
like,
people.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Okay.
And it's like,
Oh.
some of them are like, bah! And get you with a gun. And other ones, there's like, the head pops open and the tongue sticks
Yeah,
out.
and it like
Or a
slices your head.
sword.
It's funny.
So this is like, you remember
It's
how
not
Angry
that
Birds
graphic, but
was
it's
like
Yes.
the thing?
Yes.
This is the new thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
For the longest time, like as a mom, like I'm strict about what my son plays. I'm like, dude, age appropriate. Age
Right,
appropriate.
right.
Age appropriate. Because I'm not gonna let my kid turn into these psycho kiddos who like can't tell the difference between reality and a video game where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I have this gun, I know what to use. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I
Yeah.
teach my son is already like, what are your firearm safety rules? And he knows them like boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to tell me. So I'm doing my due diligence in that side, but I also like for his own mentality and mental health safety, like I'm not about to let him screw himself up, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You
Well,
know
there's
what I
a
mean?
reason
'Cause
why
he's
there's-
too young.
yeah.
His little brain can't comprehend.
Exactly.
Well, it starts manifesting into other stuff too. Like, there's tons of people, like especially like in the like B spot class or like law enforcement
Yeah.
training or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They literally the only thing they know about like guns and like tactics. It's like
pew pew.
yeah, and like playing Halo or first person
Yeah,
That's
games.
it. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it's like, bro, this is like real,
Real
shit.
life.
There's
and-
so much more
Real
to
life,
it.
yeah,
bro.
yeah. So I see it like a lot. I'm like, bro,
How many times do you see somebody like cover someone else?
yeah. I'm like, bro, are you serious?
And to cover someone else means that you're bringing your barrel, like you're waving
Muzzling,
it at
yeah,
them.
muzzling somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Is
So-
this video games?
Real life.
In real life?
Anything,
in real life,
like-
but
that's
because
dangerous.
it's like so detached and like first person video games. it's
You
just
don't think
weird.
about
yeah,
it.
you don't.
Yeah,
it's
like you're
not like
waving that thing everywhere.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not
It's
even
not-
a thing
so
that
that's
should
their-
be
that's
happening.
their-
What the heck are you guys talking about?
And they think
See,
that
and
they
like,
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And like, okay, so I know, I just remember like being around certain, because I've gone shooting like twice in my life, and being around someone, like I said,
we're going tomorrow.
I know, I'm excited.
What?
I know, I got a new Glock for my birthday. Joe bought it for me, I'm so pumped.
Yeah,
Bro,
You're
what'd you get?
certified.
What?
It's a Gen 5, what is it?
26.
26. It's a 26. It's really, I'm so pumped. It's beautiful. He was teaching me how to take it apart and stuff, so. It's my first gun ever.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, just I remember, because even me, only having shot twice in my life, only having a gun for 2 weeks now, you just kind of, you have to be really careful. And I remember seeing certain people that didn't have any like background just kind of grabbing it and like pointing it at people, and it's like, I just remember like, oh my gosh, I feel like I should duck, you know, because they just thought like, oh, I'm cool, I know.
Finger on the trigger and everything. I'm like,
and
bro.
you're like, and they think it's cool, and it's like, of course, like having a gun, but it's a big responsibility, and they just didn't. I just remember seeing it, and I know this person, like, I don't know, just multiple people too. Just they think that things that are very important are jokes, or like, I'm fine, I don't have to take this seriously.
Yeah, they're so comfortable with it. They think it's okay, but it's like, dude, it takes one little slip up for you to just be like,
yeah,
You know
or
what I
to
mean?
not do your due diligence, check if it's loaded, just stuff like that. And like I said, even me, I know that I need to get more training because I don't want to be that one, you know, and I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like I know, you know. I don't know, it just drives me nuts when people don't take things like that seriously.
Yeah.
And you're right,
And and also making like a conscious decision to be a gun owner, right? But then not putting the time and effort to learn, you know, and be safe. Yeah, practice and like, it's like, oh my,
not
you know
only
what I mean?
that, but
Yeah.
even gun laws. Like, you need to know your state, where you live, what
Oh,
their
yeah,
laws
yeah,
are, dude.
yeah.
And that's like a huge thing. And that's why I get so upset when people are like, oh, take away guns, take away, they're killing people. No, bro. Guns don't kill people. Bad people kill people.
yeah, you can use
I'm
a
like,
rock to kill somebody.
Right? I'm like, you
don't
want
need
to
a
take
gun.
away a weapon, but yet you think that's going to help? Well, guess what? Now they're just going to get it illegally.
Yeah.
And that's just dumb. I'm like, dude, right now, like, don't hinder the responsible gun owners who are doing their due diligence.
Exactly.
And, you know, following rules and playing by the book for these idiots.
Yeah.
And it's like, when it really comes down to it, it's a hard issue.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, if you want to hurt somebody, you will.
You don't need
And
a
if
gun to
not-
do it. You
Yeah.
don't get a knife from the kitchen or
Exactly. It's a hard issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like, now, like, I'm super excited for you because I feel like so many people who, you know, have never shot before but, like, don't like guns, I feel like you need to at least, you know, learn about it, try it a couple times, and be like, hey, it's not for me. And that's what, like, even some of my own family members are like, no. My dad has taught all of us girls to shoot, to respect firearms, and he made sure to teach us. And he says, you know, if you don't like it, then that's up to you. My
Yeah.
sister
At least you
Rihanna,
know. At least you
she
know.
don't go hunt.
Yeah.
She don't do nothing with guns at all.
But
And
she respects what it
does.
is. She respects the
Exactly.
tool. And,
Exactly, and she
know?
gets it. She understands.
And
And,
it's
then
part
me
of,
and my
like, the
sister
parents.
Sarah are like,
Yeah.
boom, where's my pew pew?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I like that your dad taught you girls, whether you chose to pursue, you know, a life of hunting, a life of, you know, or not. It comes down to the parenting, you know, being educated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And my mom, she don't like guns. She hates them. But again, she respects them, and it comes from, you know, I think, maturity,
yeah,
honestly. Because
That's
again,
like-
you have these kids that are like waving it around.
yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
hate
And then that's something like I try to preach to Lauren too, because she refuses to
Yeah.
even hold it or like be around it. You know,
Right,
she's just
yeah.
super uncomfortable with it. But like for me, it's important like for me to protect my family and also for her to be safe when I'm not here. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
because it's usually just her and Miles if I'm not here, and I would expect her to protect herself and Miles.
Yeah.
So that's why I was trying to like get to her the other day or get across to her is like you should just at least be able to pick up the gun, have enough like
Knowledge.
knowledge to
Confidence.
Comfortability.
to
honestly.
execute
Yeah.
you know whatever task is at hand. You
God
know what I mean?
forbid. But
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
God forbid, but grab it, pull it out of the holster, and hopefully you don't have to pull the trigger. But
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
be prepared.
yeah, like stuff like that, you know.
And I think that's what Charles pushes that on me too. He's like, we really need to, you know, get you familiar with more guns, this and that. And I think, like, I know for sure the one thing in my next goal is to fully break down the gun and, you know, clean it in all aspects, and I'd be able to set it up and put it back up together. Just me, myself, and not being dependent on, you know, my husband or my dad to clean my gun.
Help, yeah.
Because that's my responsibility, ultimately. Like, if I have firearms, like, I've done it a few times, and I've seen, you know, my dad do it, and I've seen Charles do it, and I'm just like, hey, can you clean my gun? Cool, thanks. They're
Yeah.
already doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like, when it comes down to it, God forbid I lose my husband. God forbid I lose my dad, who's gonna help me then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to take care of your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's
hard,
like we were talking about it. Like,
Sorry.
I wanted to make sure she's really comfortable, like breaking it down, knowing the nomenclature, how all the parts work,
Yeah.
how it fires, how it it cycles through, and being comfortable taking it apart, putting it back together. You know, because it transitions over to the field when you have to use it, or you're practicing. Or something,
Yeah, and then
right?
if you have a
or you get a
malfunction,
malfunction,
Yeah.
clear it. You know,
Right.
clear it, whether you know that your firing pin is in there right, and that's like I think my biggest not issue but like kind of goal that I'm intrigued in, because like people want to say I'll tell you guys a story. We'll go back. What's going on in that? We'll go back to 5th grade. So I went shooting with my dad when I was younger, and my dad was just like, we were up north in Chama, that's where my family's from, and my dad's like, just put some bullets in your pocket, you know, and then we'll just walk out in the field and we'll go shoot prairie dogs. We'll go
Classic,
shoot.
yeah. Classic.
And so I took that jacket over on a Monday when I went back to school, and I like went and pulled out my tissue, and I'm like, oh my God, I have bullets. And I got in trouble. They took me to the principal's office, whatnot. They called cops, and they had wanted to put me in handcuffs because I had bullets. And my principal even told me, he's like, if you throw this hard enough at the wall, that bullet will go off. And I was like, no.
Don't think you know.
And he
That's
got
like a needle on a
upset.
hate.
He got
like
upset
that.
with me. He was like, yes,
Terrible.
it
You know,
will.
5th grader's not strong anyways.
So he's like, yes, it will. I was like, no, you need to hit this little circle in the bullet to make it go. And he like looked at me like, oh, you know a lot more than what I thought you did.
That's terrible.
And so my
If
dad
you
comes
throw
up
it
and
at
takes
someone's head,
full
it could hurt them.
right?
Like a rock.
But my dad comes and he, does the same job that you do, and comes down off of work and he's like, I take full responsibility. It was my fault. I told her to put him in there and this and that. And the police officer was like, well, from what she told us, like she understands, what's going on and why it was wrong and what happened. And she also understands, a lot more about
Firearms and
firearm
ammo.
safety than what I had expected her to.
Yeah.
And so it's like just that basic knowledge of like, even to a 5th grader, it can be taught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I could probably teach Mia now.
Yeah.
You know, once I get to, that's what I'm saying. I want to get to know more, so I can teach them as well. Cause,
I mean, but say for example, my son is 8 years old and he knows firearm safety rules.
yeah,
There's 4 of them, and we've been teaching him these since he was probably about 4. And he has fired a few guns. He does have his own little .22 little cricket, and he has a respect for it. He understands, that the only time we're going to use our guns is for protection and whenever we're providing for our family. Providing for your family means that we're hunting and we're not killing just to kill.
Yeah.
Whatever we shoot to kill, we eat. And to get a child to understand that concept, like, I think is vital.
Yeah, it's
It's a
super
basic,
huge.
like a
it's huge.
hunter-gatherer type sense.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
we don't use sticks and stones these days. We use guns.
Yeah.
It's a primal thing.
You want to go back to biblical times and be like, have a slingshot? It's like,
Exactly.
honey, it's not that easy.
Yeah, not anymore. No. The animals got smarter.
Yeah.
I feel okay. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. You were gonna change the subject and ask him something, and I'm super intrigued by that.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
Like, we need to talk about this, Ernest.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I was just being a smart ass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's
but
nothing.
No, for real. There
Oh,
is an issue.
okay.
But
Okay.
There's an issue.
still,
Okay, let's do it.
we are going to sit down. We're
super
going to have
nervous.
a marathon, and you're going to watch Harry Potter.
Oh, I didn't know it was a I'm dead. I'm gonna die right now.
Oh my god.
It was a thing. Okay, it was a thing.
Well, I know it was a thing, but I never got into it, like, or reading the books.
Did you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
You
Is
did.
that
And
a,
did
is
you
that a
like
Harry Potter thing?
No. It's a.
I was like,
It's
God,
just
and I watched
similar.
one.
It's a little similar. It's like it's the
Yeah,
epic fantasy trilogy.
Yes.
I liked it.
You did? You probably like Harry Potter then, right? Harry Potter's better.
So, I'm going to tell you, we had to have this discussion with,
Not a bandy.
Andre because oh my God.
I'm dying again. Did you guys keep
Just go play like the xylophone somewhere in the
That was
in the
me.
shed.
I didn't know.
Or what did you call it? The dog shack or what? The pit. The pit.
Oh, the pit for the dog shack.
Dang, bro.
Well, I don't know verbiage.
Going darts.
Yeah, a little bit. I know. In the dumpster.
Well, yeah.
No.
I
Has
just
Lauren
don't
ever
know.
watched them?
I think she just read the books.
Did she like them?
don't know.
So I'm gonna tell you now, like, it's a little bit different. Like, if you watch it, they're still really, really good, but it's different because, like, you have to think, like,
There's
Harry Potter
more.
came out whenever, like, it was, like, age appropriate for us. Like, so we basically grew up with Harry, is the way that I look at it. And that's why it's so
Well, we did.
reminiscent for me.
Yeah.
It's so,
Or you're like, he was your same age, or all the characters were like, grew up
our
the
age
same
group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Literally, whenever he went
And even
to
as the
school,
books
we
came
were the
out
same
too,
age.
you know, like the way that we were just reading them.
You were able
and
to
the movies,
relate
Yeah, yeah.
a lot, right?
Because it took a while for even the movies too, like to come out.
to
And
come
like
out.
you grew up with them a little bit there too. You know?
Yep.
I don't know.
That's how I felt about like Boy Meets World.
Oh, dude, Charles loved that show and I
Me
hated it.
too.
Topanga was my
Sean?
the little.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I was like, no, bro.
You didn't like Boy
It was
Meets
that
World?
little mushroom.
I remember.
You didn't like Boy Meets World?
Yeah. I loved it.
But do you
That
know who
was-
Topanga reminds me of? And I've said it from like day one.
Amalia?
Straight
That's,
up.
how did I tell that out of the
I know. I don't even know who that is. Someone you guys want to
We've had this
That's my best friend.
Oh,
We've
okay,
talked
okay.
about this.
Mom.
I feel like
She looks like her.
I feel like
Acts like her too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to meet her.
I don't
Meet her
think so.
reluctantly.
You don't think she
so,
acts like
no.
her, or
Just
like
no, I
that's
don't
just
think
that she looks like her?
I
know
can see
about
the
now.
similarities, but I don't.
I don't know about now, but back then she
I feel like me and you had that conversation.
maybe.
In
Because you
like high school.
Amalia?
Maybe.
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, honestly, I know you pretty well, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you'd honestly like Harry Potter, but I'm not gonna lie, they are amazing. Just the books. I haven't read all the books. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't even read all of them.
Maybe because
But I
so
saw
was it
movies.
was it a book thing before it was a movie thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so.
So that's probably where I.
My book nerd comes in like.
Well, that's
I
probably
was
where
stuck in that sucker like for fourth grade like.
fourth grade.
Yeah, they came out super early. I remember I didn't start reading them until I was like in middle school.
In fourth grade, dude. Fourth grade was like. Book
Club.
3, 4 I think had already come out.
Really?
Yeah.
I
that was a
I
long
never was a reader. I didn't like books.
Until now, huh?
Yeah, just until like now.
Yeah.
And,
COVID.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
No, Lauren has like crazy.
What kind of books? Is there like a certain?
Hers?
No, you like. Is there a certain genre that you like?
Yeah. So I don't like fiction, and that's probably the other reason. But now like I do not read fiction unless it's like related to like topics that I like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like. I like autobiographies. I don't like. There's another one.
More of a serious guy, huh?
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah, really though.
I don't know,
Self
bro.
help, all that.
I'm a fantasy person. Like, take me to another world. Let me
Yeah.
escape this.
So that's what I'm
nonsense.
saying.
Oh.
Like that's probably why I got lost because it was. I know it was a book thing before it was a movie thing.
Yeah.
And
But you weren't.
yeah, if I wasn't
Oh,
into.
dude, if I could live in a magical world, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
These darn muggles over here.
Yeah, I was like,
Happy with this life.
what am I? Finally, Lauren's like, I think I have to just do something with like socks and him being free on socks.
Dobby?
Yeah, that's why I was. I was like,
Oh,
what's
she's the one that
happening?
told
Yeah,
you.
she's like,
Oh, I was wondering how
she's
you
like,
figured it out.
she's like, is it because he needs socks or something
It's
to
just,
get free?
it's an article of clothing. So he's a house elf, meaning he's a servant. He's a slave, basically.
Okay,
And
okay.
his owner is
Evil.
Lucius Malfoy, who is like
Evil.
super evil.
Okay.
He's Voldemort's little buddy.
Okay.
He's Voldemort's little bee, actually.
I don't think
So
you know
he
who Voldemort is though, so.
He's a bad guy.
Just a bad guy, yeah.
Tries to kill Harry Potter.
I know, we're
So
losing
anyway,
Don't use
okay,
names.
okay.
Don't
So
use names.
he's super evil and he's mean to Dobby. Like he kicks him, he beats him. Like if he
Okay.
acts out, and Dobby's just like this cute little creature elf, and he's
he's
just
nice.
so sweet. He's got the sweetest heart,
Uh-huh.
and the only way that an elf can become free is if their master gives them an article of clothing.
So they're naked.
He
He
has
has,
his
like, a
rag,
rag.
yeah, that he's had
Oh,
his whole life pretty
okay,
much.
okay.
And he like it's filthy.
And
It's
Harry Potter
disgusting. Like he
being
blows his
the-
mocos in it and everything. Like,
But
like, it
Harry
feels
Potter,
so bad.
Harry Potter being the protagonist,
Young
and the
whippersnapper
beautiful-
that he is.
amazing little soul
Yeah,
that he is.
he tricks Malfoy, his evil master, into giving him.
Careful, you
a
get
sock.
Lucy's.
I know, sorry. He trick. Oh yeah, Lucy, you're right. You're right. He tricks the evil master into giving Dobby the sock.
Okay.
So he hides the sock in a book, and
And
he
he
gives
gives
the
him the
book.
book.
Ooh, okay.
And so
And
he's
so
free.
whenever he
Yeah.
opens it, he finds his little sock, and he's like, "Master,
Master
has
has
presented
yeah.
Dobby with clothes, and he's free."
I know. See what I'm saying? Like I
But
just
it's
know
a
you.
sock,
I don't
so that's
really
where it came
think.
from.
I don't really think you'd like the books or the movies,
Yeah.
but they're amazing.
No,
You know?
no, I think he would like the later ones, like when they get older, because the cinematography in them is
Yeah.
just
That's
like
true. It does
it's
become
amazing.
super like
Yeah.
just fantasy.
Yeah.
You know.
not so much fantasy. Well, yes, because there's magic involved, but I think like the story and the plot line of and the action, like the fight scenes in it, like they get pretty cool.
The
They get really
CGI
intriguing.
got better.
Yeah,
you know?
it did, for sure. Obviously, because over time, like
So
technology and stuff got better.
I'm trying to figure out what I was into. I was into like.
I can like.
Did you like Pokemon or stuff like that?
No.
Yes!
Way, no
Yes!
way.
I had a binder.
Oh,
What did you?
No.
Just football.
See, this is how you know
You're
this
just
is why we're nerds.
There's a football geek.
No, yeah, I wasn't on the football field.
What did you do in this?
Slap guys'
What
butts
did I
in locker rooms.
What did you do?
What was I into?
And that's like we were saying before. Like we didn't really find ourselves till after high school. So it's like.
So like
Yeah.
with like shows and stuff. I know I went from like Nickelodeon to Disney Channel, but there was also people that what was like Cartoon Network. So some people
All
went
that.
to like Cartoon Network.
And Eddie.
Right.
Yeah,
there were
see,
two
and I
different- there were
never,
two
so I never
different
went that
ones.
way.
Yeah,
I felt like there was two groups, not two
I
groups,
see.
but
Yeah.
so then I like followed the Disney Channel trend and all those shows and like That's So Raven,
Oh, bro.
Boy
I like that
Meets
stuff
World,
too. I
and
did.
like all that.
Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, bro.
See?
I like that.
So
Yeah,
not
that
to
was
lie,
my- that was
yeah.
my-
Charles,
that was my-
Charles got Nadia into Lizzie McGuire, and she like straight watched that for 3 weeks.
It's not bad
until
when you're a kid.
she finished the whole thing.
Mhm.
Like how many series?
It took
how
me a
many
whole childhood to do
Yeah,
that.
how many?
Even
well, I mean, like
Stevens?
Yes, even Stevens.
See?
I like that.
That wasn't your stuff?
I didn't like the
Realness?
I don't know, the human aspect. I don't know like how to word it. Like the
Humans
vibe,
suck.
like acting. I liked cartoons.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too. Though.
I
love
loved cartoons.
SpongeBob.
Old
See?
school SpongeBob.
Yes.
New
Sucks.
It's
Old
garbage.
school
When we were younger, it was just the
Krusty
original.
Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely
That
Krusty
doesn't happen
Krab.
Krusty Krab.
That
Did
doesn't
we just
happen now?
become best friends?
I don't know. There's so much room for activities. No, that doesn't happen now. No, the new SpongeBobs are just weird. Weird. Haven't you seen them? The kids watch them sometimes, and
My
then I go and
view-
change it.
My Christian view does not coincide with SpongeBob now. That's all I will say.
Wasn't they say like he was there was like
Gay stuff happening. Yeah, and I think.
references or something?
I think that's too much for a child.
Yeah.
Like, my kids don't even understand that,
Mm-hmm.
nor have they even like been acknowledged of that type of stuff yet. And like, my goal is to keep my kids as innocent as possible, and it's like
As long
I'm not
as
gonna,
possible.
yeah, as long as possible, and I'm not gonna fill their head with nonsense
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And that's how you confuse kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, that's me being a hover parent again.
No,
I think it
no.
goes
So-
back
I don't
to
think
like
there's
the age
anything wrong with
appropriate
that.
stuff.
So let me ask you. So since you want, it sounds like you want them to be centered in more in like reality, I guess, right? Or no? Is that Miles?
That is, I think that's Miles.
I think that's
yeah,
Miles.
yeah.
But centered more in like reality and not be so detached, right? Is that what I'm getting at?
Yes.
To keep like the innocence,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I guess now would
Yes.
being like that, like Harry Potter and all those are so like far into like
Just fantasy.
fantasy.
world.
Would you? I mean, let them watch that.
I'd have let them watch Harry Potter.
Oh, okay, okay.
They've
so-
seen it.
Yeah.
So I think, and I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, I pick and choose, but then I kind of do because it's
yeah.
like,
Keep them in the real world view. or-
Yeah, because you're
Oh.
like, I don't want them like.
yeah, because I feel like I was picking and choosing like Harry Potter's because like they get too graphic. I mean,
After
in
the third.
yeah, in the fourth one, like, Gregory, what's his name?
Yeah,
He dies.
Yeah.
Voldemort kills him, and it's just like, it's too much, and I'm not comfortable with them viewing that. Like they understand this aspect obviously because they play Among Us where like things die and like we bleed and stuff. But I feel like just having that imagery in their head, like obviously can cause nightmares and just other issues.
Yeah, yeah.
Age appropriate.
Yeah.
Again, age appropriate.
And
Age
so
appropriate.
I think
a
again it
balance.
it comes out to, and I think that's just my discernment as a parent where
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna try to do best by them, whether that's like not letting them watch SpongeBob, which everybody's like, oh, it's a cartoon, it's really not that bad, but you let them watch Harry Potter. I'm like, well,
That's to each their own, you know.
Yeah, it's like too.
Yeah.
and I think again, like I said,
Like
it
Rick and
goes-
Morty is a cartoon,
Bro.
and I wouldn't let
No, bro.
anybody watch. I don't suggest anybody watch Rick and Morty.
Having-
Okay, it's
Not even
super.
adults.
having
It's super
my
demented, dude.
in-laws and even my own parents understand like yes, it's a cartoon, but that doesn't make it okay.
Like, don't let it. Family Guy's a cartoon, and you know.
My
don't
dad
let
was
them
like,
watch Family Guy.
here, look, watch this one. It's a cartoon. I was like, change the channel. You can't let them watch
Yeah.
Family Guy. I said, have
Yeah.
you ever watched it? My dad's like, no, bro, do not
What's
let
that
my
one?
children watch Family Guy.
What's that one that you and Joe said?
American Dad.
You get
Joe,
caught
no,
up?
Cleveland show.
Do you want to share that story?
Okay, this is a funny story. So back before we had kids, we were both
seen
Joe
that
and I
story.
had just
It's like a Adult Swim, like.
It's just like Family Guy, because you know his friend is it Cleveland? Yeah, Cleveland. Family Guy's Peter's
That's
friend.
another thing I
don't
never
even
got
like-
into was
I don't like Family Guy.
You guys
either.
never watched those? Okay,
Charles loves
Joe and I
Family
used
Guy
to be
and I don't
stoners.
like it.
Back in the day, we were stoners, and all we did was watch Family Guy and American Dad. Those Adult Swim cartoons, right?
I like what, Futurama.
No,
I watched that
yeah,
one for a
I
while.
never liked that one.
I watched that one
Yeah,
for a while.
and,
That
but
was- not
it's
that
it's kind of like that. You know,
Yeah.
like the adult humor, but a cartoon.
Yeah.
And so back in the day, Joe and I, we were both
This is
smoking, and this is the Cleveland show, right? Joe and I just finished smoking, and I don't condone getting all high, guys. Don't think
Get it
that's what I'm saying.
twisted. We just said earlier in the podcast that we were young and dumb.
Yeah,
We've grown
exactly.
since then.
Joe and I just started dating, and anyways, so we both just got super high and we're watching the Cleveland show, and a part comes on where they're just talking normal, and Joe and I are kind of like smoking, we're listening, and all of a sudden they're just having a conversation, and someone tells a joke and they start laughing, and the laughing doesn't stop. And, like, it keeps panning to different characters and they're just laughing, and we start paying attention and we're like, it's been like 5 minutes, why are they still laughing? And they start laughing like this. Like with the faces like this. And it keeps panning, same thing, to new people, and we're both just like, what did we just smoke? Like, we thought we were dying. We thought we smoked like salvia, and they just go dude, for like just a solid, like, I don't even know how many minutes, but like it was we were both just like. And then Cleveland in the show comes in. There's a gas leak, everybody out! So they're all just getting all crazy because of gas. And it got us. We cracked up. We were just like, oh, we thought we smoked something bad. Like, we thought we were tripping hard. Look up the episode. It's a funny episode. It gets you. It'll get anybody because it just goes on, you know. So
What happens?
That's
They made it
terrible.
exactly for stoners.
yeah, exactly.
But I was like,
Yeah.
I remember when she told me that story, and I was like, that's like perfect. That's like perfect timing. You know what I mean? Oh
Right after
my
we're done.
God,
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Hilarious, dude. We'll never forget that.
I wish I was a fly on the wall.
Right?
Because you could have seen Joe and I both just like,
Stop what you're doing and you're like, what is going on?
Somebody put some shit.
live.
Oh my
Man,
gosh.
I don't know.
I gotta eat, gotta drink milk. What's going on?
Milk, yeah. Oh
That's
man.
terrible.
I don't know.
I think you're not even at that point yet. Like,
What?
Miles is so little that you don't really have to concern yourself with that type of stuff, right?
No, I do.
Not yet.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
with cartoons you're talking about? Yeah, for sure. There's weird shit out there. You know, like even on
Yeah.
Netflix.
That's
even
true.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we would do like YouTube TV for the longest time, and then what's this, like you could put on a cartoon on YouTube, and then like you know how it auto plays.
Oh, yeah.
To whatever.
That's super dangerous, and then
Yeah.
like weird shit starts just trickling in. You know what I mean? Or it says like,
Yeah.
I don't know, SpongeBob,
But it's
and it's like some
adult,
weird yeah, it's
like,
like some
twisted.
you know. So
Because anyone can upload YouTube.
yeah.
So my kids aren't
Yeah.
allowed on YouTube.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah, see?
They're not allowed to be on YouTube because even now, like, I found out that they were watching Among Us videos on my dad's phone at his house. And
Can't
Grumpy
remember.
let us watch it. It's Among Us. I'm like, and I looked at it and it's like totally different Among Us where this chick's got a full female body. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but she's still in the little suit, but like it's skin tight. I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah,
Among
this is-
Us.
It's not
It's
about
like
yeah.
this is
I'm like,
this is among all of us. this is
among
X
some.
among us.
Yeah.
Among us X.
Well, do you remember? I remember us talking about it, and I don't think you and I were talking at the time. We were friends at the time because this was a while back. But remember that how inside kids videos, some creepy dude was
It was like that,
inserting that
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, and she looked like a little demon, like the
And
ring
kids were
girl.
kids were
Peppa
like
Pig
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kids were
And she'd say, "Go kill yourself." She'd tell the kids to
or
do
that they were killing like parents and all
yes,
this.
or they'd say, "Hey, go turn on the stove," you know, or go get a knife. And like she had like that creepy face, like the Ring girl. You guys remember the Ring or the Grudge?
Yep.
And you know, and I just remember hearing stories of like kids that would watch, you know, YouTube and their parents didn't think anything of it, and it would switch in the middle of the video, and some kids had to go to like therapy for like drastic nightmares or night terrors and stuff because of that girl. And so that's exactly the type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you just never know.
Again, so it's like YouTube holes that they just like take you off of this.
But like now, like with Miles, we let him watch like Netflix, and we usually put it on for him. But there's like, if we let him watch like a certain show, like what was it? The one the kids were liking.
Space Jungle.
Space Jungle. So he was addicted to Space Jungle, and it's like
it's
freaking
funny.
hilarious. Like I'll watch Space Jungle and just oh my god laugh. And but we notice like if he watches it way too much, he starts like replicating and doing stuff, you know?
He acts crazy.
Yeah. Because we'll put on an episode and then he'll start like jumping off the bed and. You know, we're like, what the heck? Or
and you realize
cupping his farts. You know, like that episode where he's like,
where he puts it in their face.
Yeah, he just cups the fart and he like throws it at his friend. Yeah.
You can see the green smoke and he just throws it in
and his friend like passes out.
I've never.
But
I don't
they're
know
like
that. I've
they're
never
like
seen
little,
it, but I'm intrigued. Yeah,
they're little aliens, and they're like
adorable.
their spaceship like just fell in this random part of the world, and so they're trying to figure out. Yeah, it's you have to play it.
I gotta watch it. What is it? Space what?
Space Jungle.
Jungle.
But I've noticed that too, of course.
You know, and then like there's a new cartoon. It's called something Ninja.
Hello Ninja.
Hello Ninja.
The girls like that.
Yeah, so it's only been out for like a week or so, and of course he's watched every episode.
Yeah.
But we were outside this morning, and he was like, "Hiya, hiya," like kicking.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen him do that.
and like he had like something, and he's like, "Hiya." I was like, "Oh my god!" So
Adorable.
just you know,
Yeah.
like stuff like that, where we're like, okay, now we have to start censoring. Just little
Actions,
things. It's not necessarily like
I
really.
think that's a boy thing though.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like Zay was the same, but Nadia's not like that.
Yeah.
Like she's
But, like,
not. I don't know.
But you want
it's
to
like,
watch like Daniel Tiger to be calm like Daniel.
Well, even like Daniel Tiger, we noticed like he's like a whiner.
Yep.
You know, and we're like, bro, you don't want him to start like.
Yeah, and,
You know,
and
he
I've heard a lot of
complains-
parents say that.
He
yeah.
like complains about everything. He's like crying about everything.
And that's what they say about Caillou too. Is he just an annoying little kid?
So we kind of like we didn't let him watch that for, you know, sometimes.
I
we
see.
will, but-
Yeah, I never
'Cause it's like, you
understood like that. Like you said, I don't know. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's crazy like that. But the last thing we want is for him to like, I don't know, like be around other kids and him like, yeah,
right.
kids. And that's kids, but like.
Yeah.
as a
It's
parent,
just-
you're like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
then
oh my
you just
God,
want to
he's just-
prevent that
Yeah, like
altogether.
sorry,
I
he's
get it.
watching Twitch pictures.
And I think the difference though is that like the stuff on Netflix, like versus consider that like the content in cartoon content for children that's on Netflix versus like cartoon content that's on Nickelodeon and Disney. Where I think like Nickelodeon and Disney stuff is more like learning based and like lesson based.
Like Nick Jr. Right?
Yeah. So like you think of like Team Umizoomi, or you think of the Bubble Guppies,
Blue's
things
Clues?
like, yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We love Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you think about like we love this cartoon called Oscar on Netflix. The little
octopus.
lizard. No, the
Oh,
lizard.
No, that's
Octonauts.
Octonauts.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, no.
I will sit though and watch the Octonauts by myself.
Okay, but what is it?
Oscar is like Oscar in the Oasis, I think is what it's called, because he's a little lizard in the desert and he's just
Is it
constantly
on Netflix?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
just constantly
And he has,
trying
like,
to
big
find
old-
water. Yes, and he's so
He has
cute.
like the. Yeah.
So it's a silent
He doesn't
cartoon.
like that one.
Oh,
Because
No,
it is on
that's why we
he's
like
like-
it. It's a silent cartoon, and
I
I
don't know if
that's
it
why
goes-
younger kids don't like it.
Yeah, they
But
want
I
it,
grew up
yeah.
with like Pink Panther and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh,
I
yes,
love
yeah.
Pink Panther, where it's just like the suspense and it's like the actions,
Mhm.
but no words. And so,
yeah.
I love Oscar because it's like this poor little dude just keeps getting jacked. He gets run over, he gets pecked out by chickens, and oh my gosh, poor thing's just trying to get a drink of water in the desert. Poor thing. But I think that's what I'm saying. Like the content is so much different,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I'm even just stuck with like, even my kid is 8 years old. He's like, Mom, I'm so tired of bubble guppies or this and that, because I'm like trying to keep them there.
Yeah, exactly. I did it with the girls, and they're like, Mom, we'll watch something else.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're watching this.
Yeah.
I want to go back on that Daniel Tiger thing though, and I'm curious because I've seen people like online say, oh, he's a whiner and Caillou, but like I don't know. It's just so interesting to see those different perspectives, because I've always been like, kids are always gonna whine and they're always gonna cry about something, so let's teach them how to deal with those emotions. You know what I mean? And so, but I get what you're saying. Like, I never saw that him as being a whiner until like it was brought to my attention, and then I started watching and I was like, maybe a little. You know?
Well, yeah. So
Something
we
always
would
is
just
wrong,
we
right?
would just
You know?
put it on, and then one day Lauren's like, something about it's like not correct. Not that it wasn't correct, but it was just
Concerning?
a little concerning.
Yeah.
And she's like, pay attention next time. She's like every, it's a lot. It's like pretty consistent, you know. And I get like,
Because they're trying to teach them how to deal with emotions.
yeah, but it's like,
yeah.
I don't want to share, and then he like starts crying, and
Yeah.
then
Throwing
it's
a
just like,
fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
life isn't always about like, you know,
Yeah.
And I get
weird
Yeah, I mean,
like that, you know. And I was like, he whines a lot, and he
Yeah.
cries, and he fights with like everyone else, you know what I mean? Like there's that constant like battle that he has with everybody. You get what I'm saying? It's
I've
weird.
never seen like a full episode of it, so
Watch it.
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
like a full. I've
Watch-
seen snippets.
Watch it.
Like,
Watch it.
So I was gonna
We'll
say,
report.
yeah, I feel
And
like
we'll
a
come
bad
back.
Yeah, it's
You
How long
can
has
put out an episode right here.
Yeah.
We had the little thing.
How long has that been going on?
What?
Wasn't that show like when we were little?
Daniel Tiger.
Well,
Or like-
it's a cartoon remake of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, I never
it's like
watched
the
that. Could be
same
good.
thing.
Oh, and I grew up with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I never watched him. My sisters did. I didn't watch him.
Mhm.
But you didn't like him? You...
I know, bro.
See, but, and I didn't. I've never watched it either. But like, I know the song. I've seen the intro. I know that he is very wholesome content, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's just very. And so that's. I don't know. My perspective. I always thought that like, kids are gonna deal with these emotions. They're gonna have these emotions, and they're trying to teach it. But I never thought about the other. Or they're trying to teach how to deal with those emotions. But I never looked at it from a different perspective. Of
Like conflict.
it's
like personal.
teaching. Yeah, it's teaching them to whine and to complain about it instead of.
That's what we took from it. Yeah.
And that makes sense because like bubble guppies, that's super. They don't usually have conflict in bubble guppies. It's just teaching them about a certain thing, and they all have fun, you know. And they teach you about a certain thing. So that makes, like I said, it's just so interesting because I never really paid attention to that aspect, you know, of like, gosh, he's just whining all the time, you know.
No, yeah, just throw it on and be like, God, he's
And
whining
pay
again. He's
How's that,
literally,
kid?
yeah.
I'm trying to
Just
actually.
suck it up and
Yeah.
like get some thick skin.
Yeah,
you know?
or just the mom should be like, no, you have to share, you know,
Yeah, it's not like
tell him.
life is just one big conflict, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a show that I like. I really don't care for. Cartoon.
Cartoon wise,
Yeah.
most of them these days. I'm sick of all of them. But like even oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I feel like I had some. Never mind, just forget it.
Ooh, even one that I didn't like when we were little was like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like honestly, that show
love
Never.
that one.
that freaked me out. I was
It
like,
was
dude,
scary.
this is some creepy spiritual
was
stuff. I'm
scary.
not down.
I know, and my parents let me watch it.
Right? My
Yeah.
dad too. He was like, hey, no, bro. My dad used to let me watch Ren and Stimpy.
Dude, me too.
I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Rocco's
but-
Modern Life.
Right.
Rocco was weird.
Cat dog?
Cat dog, weird cat.
Yeah,
stuff.
My
what?
dad, my dad loved Cat Dog.
What are they mating?
Okay,
I've
okay.
seen that somewhere.
Why does that make me feel?
Oh my god.
Or what is that one? Not Animaniacs.
Doug.
Okay,
I
Doug
like
too.
Oh,
Doug.
Doug was my
Loved
stuff.
Doug.
But the one with the monsters.
Ah, Real Monsters.
That one was creepy
Goosebumps.
too. Oh, I never watched Goosebumps. No.
You gotta,
I would stay up way late and watch Tales from the Crypt.
right?
Goosebumps. Did you
What's
ever
the
watch
other
it?
one? There's another one. Are you
I
afraid
read
of
a
the
book
dark?
of it. I didn't like it. Yeah, no.
Are you-
Have you
Dark,
ever
that was a good
seen
one, too.
Tales from the Crypt?
Nope.
You didn't.
Don't
Don't creepy. But the creepy like.
Don't even
what is he
know.
like? He's
No.
not even like a skeleton. He's like.
Don't give me
Dead?
nightmares.
Yeah. He's
Don't give me no.
sunken in.
I'm a scaredy cat now. Like I can't even look at scary commercials. I cover my eyes at scary commercials.
Well, you have to see this. Sorry.
Dude.
Sorry.
Is it meant for kids?
Yes.
Okay. It might still scare me though.
It's like a Halloween prop.
And he would tell stories.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Look,
For a
They
child,
show that to
for
kids. Yeah.
Look.
For kids.
Tales from the Crypt.
And they would just show that to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. was on Nickelodeon.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I would wait.
Dude,
yeah, it was like Nick
and then
after
they
dark
wonder
or
why
something.
like we're all so jacked up.
I know. I was gonna say
I'm like, this is what I'm trying to
I would
prevent.
never let
You
me.
see this right here? This
Yeah.
is what I don't want my child to become.
Don't be like
Yeah.
me. But even like
Yeah,
you're right.
look, these would be like some of the stories. Like,
Yikes! Just
Yeah.
slicing that dude open.
Yeah.
Like Operation, the game.
Oh, that was a good game.
That was a good game. Dude,
if
Powerpuff Girls.
that wasn't like,
Right?
Yikes! Or Chucky the Killer Doll. You guys
oh
remember
yeah,
that one?
yeah,
watched
yeah.
Chucky.
That one wasn't meant for kids though, right? But I watched
No.
it as a kid.
I remember I had
That
nightmares
screwed me
forever
up.
once I saw Freddy. Is
That's
it Freddy
terrible.
Krueger?
Look at that.
The
I
guy.
never saw that.
It's probably not gonna pick it up.
It's too
Watch,
bright.
Look.
your hand. Watch, I'll show you.
He's reading a book with like a knife in his
Yeah.
hand.
Let me see. You have to
Block
block
the
the
light.
I'm not doing it correctly. Can you get it? I was
Terrible.
not. Sorry
But
guys.
look, like
Just
he
look
was
it up.
doing like book readings with like a knife in his hand.
I know.
Come on.
The Walking Dead zombie. Well, I mean, you know, nowadays, but still, that's for little kids. I wouldn't approve of that for my girls. Like, they don't. When they're this young, they can't tell the difference between what's real and if you tell them, "Hey, it's just a movie." Tell Charlie or Miles, "It's just a movie." They don't understand that.
No.
They're like, "That's real."
Yeah.
That's,
Until they're what,
that's my
6 years old?
yeah. That's
5 or
my
6?
concept with video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
But I think like you all, did you guys ever watch the Unsolved Mysteries?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that
Recently?
when I was
No,
the
stuff.
old one, like the
Old one.
creepy music.
No, 'cause-
like the intro music.
Yeah.
That like
No,
I
recently
had
Like
you
the
told me
smoke,
about
yeah.
it. You told me about to watch it recently. This was like last year.
No,
I
no, no,
watched
but the old school ones, like where he'd come
It
back
just
from
came
like
out.
a trash can, and, like there'd be like smoke and like red right. Oh, it was,
Yeah.
it. So it was for kids. This is for
No,
kids.
no, it
Oh.
wasn't. But like as a kid, I still
That's
saw
what-
it. I still watched it.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I was telling Lauren, like, I would like to go to my grandparents' house because my grandpa would always stay up late, and he loved like Sunkist orange soda. So
Yes.
he'd always have one of those, and he'd always have like some type of candy. And he'd watch this show called Silk Stockings. It was on TNT,
Yikes.
like after dark stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember like,
Watching with him.
right, like
What
I
the
was
heck
like,
is that?
It sounds super
see.
provocative.
I mean, I
it's
watched.
like it's like let me see. It was like a police crime show,
Oh, okay.
but it was like centered around like not sex, but like you know.
so it's
very
like
adult.
SVU, kind of.
I don't know what that is.
Law and Order SVU.
I don't
Like-
watch
So
Law.
like
Ramped up.
special
Yeah, kind of like that, but it was like way
special victims unit.
way cheesier, and it was just like watch.
But it was very
Let me
sexual.
see this. Yeah.
And
So
you
let's
watch it
just
with
pull
your
this up
grandpa.
Good axe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I have
yeah.
to. I hope my parents, when the
See.
girls go over, don't let them watch things like that. 'Cause that's
Check this out.
That's where we are all exposed to
My
crazy
dad
stuff.
was like, so he let me watch, and this is I blame my dad for all of my nerdy, dorky, like sci-fi, fantasy obsession nonsense, because I used to watch X-Files with him, and I was little. I was like Zaya's age. I was 8 years old, and now he's like,
That's some heavy stuff, man.
and now he's like, Zay's like, hey, can we watch X-Files? I'm all, bro,
No. Heck no.
bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Heck
I remember
Some
X
of them.
Files.
And I had to,
Check,
I was like, maybe so. I have to prove them because my dad's already showing them. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, my goal is to not screw up my kid
The
as
way
much
I
as
feel.
I'm screwed
Yeah.
up.
No offense.
So
No, I think my parents
Yeah,
are pretty
right.
good now.
check
you
this
know,
out.
they're better now.
This is just the intro.
Yeah.
Silk Star. Let them hear it.
1991.
Let them hear it.
super 90s.
Yeah.
I know.
Love
It
that
looks like
sound.
Baywatch, the opening
Right?
to
It
Baywatch.
does. No, what's the two dudes?
Whoa.
No, the two dudes in Miami
Look at
Vice.
this, see,
Yeah,
watch.
Miami Vice.
Wow. Some skin. Okay, and you didn't watch this? Yeah. No, heck no, I wouldn't.
This is my grandpa's TV show.
You
I know why.
I was like,
Now I know why.
see?
Silk stockings. A girl putting on some silk stockings. This is crazy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Little hand
Luffy?
grab. Whoa, bro.
Yeah,
Lingerie.
you guys.
No wonder you're dreadful length.
Oh, stockings. I get it. I get a play on words.
Oh, I get it now.
Stocking.
Yeah,
Stocking.
yeah,
ALK. Okay.
yeah. Like that's all I needed to see right there. I was like, ready for bed.
Right.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the episode is.
Well, that's pretty much everything. You saw all kinds of stuff just now.
See?
Okay.
That's the
Let's
intro?
chill. I know.
In the 90s?
91 was a hot and heavy year.
Wow.
Well, how old
That's
were
a
you?
long intro.
It is.
How old were you watching this?
90.
Well,
later
so
on.
yeah, this
Yeah,
was
you
like
were-
came out in 91, so
like, you
probably
were-
95. 5?
7, 8.
You were 7, 8 years old. Yeah, that's very impressionable on a 7 or 8 year old. You know what I mean? Tons of cleavage and legs and
That's crazy, huh?
silk stockings.
And I always
like
wondered
some
why he stayed
bondage
up
stuff
late.
in there too on the intro.
It was
like,
weird. Right, where you're
I
going.
was like, what are you doing up so late there, sir?
We get it.
You're not just
Fanta.
drinking sun-kissed sodas.
Eating candy. There's a reason why you're up.
Does grandma know about this?
Put a bitterness. Right? Oh my god. I
Kids
love
are
it,
terrible.
man. Like even Sorry, I brought up silk stockings. No,
Oh my
that's very like it's super 90s, and like I feel like I've seen stuff like that on TV as well. It never intrigued me, piqued my, you know. But it's very meant to be, you know, after dark. Like they only showed it, right? Were you saying they only showed it after dark or after a certain time period? Yeah, I don't know. Kids, like, they're exposed to so much, and it's usually like I was saying, like a grandparent's house or like.
But
a
that's the other
friend's
thing. Yeah,
house.
so that's the other thing I was gonna say is like we could shelter our kids as much as we want, but then
They have so
God
many other
forbid they go to a
influences.
friend's house
Yeah.
and then like they don't have no parameters, and now
Yeah.
they're watching like music videos, twerking videos, all the, and you're like,
murder.
oh my
horror
God, you know what I mean?
stories, Yeah.
So I think that comes down to like actually, because I had some friends, you know, that were like taught me some questionable stuff or introduced me to some questionable stuff. But I think like now that we know that, like as parents and like because of our age group and how like we actually grew up with technology as opposed to what our parents like
Right.
Yeah.
didn't.
Grew up, yeah.
That we're more aware of it, so we can be like, I think that that's more cause for us to be interactive
Yeah, for sure.
with who their friends, you know,
sure.
are
Exactly.
going to be, you know, more involved. Like even now, like Isaiah will log off of school and have lunchtime, and at 12:15 they log back in for chatter class. So that's like their recess where they get to socially interact with
On
each
Zoom,
other.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
and it's cool because like some kids will be talking and like everybody's still there on camera and like mics are on and they'll
Yeah.
be talking and be like, hey, I'm reading a new book, hey, whatever. But then the teacher will be there too and say, hey, we're gonna play Among Us. If you guys want to play, then you guys can. If not, you guys can talk amongst yourselves. It's just a social
That's cool.
involvement, which is great.
Yeah.
And the teacher interacts with them too. And sometimes I log in and I play Among Us with them as well. And so Isaiah, they've actually gotten each other's, you know, contact information and emails because the kids just got iPads for Christmas. And so they're able to FaceTime now with some of their classmates.
Okay.
And
One-on-one.
yeah, and they'll play with each other. And so Isaiah has logged in with a few of his friends and they asked me to play. Isaiah, can your mom play? Yeah, I'll play with them. And then his little friend told me the other day, Isaiah, why don't we play with your mom more?
They like
Your
you.
mom needs to play with us more. And I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I want. I want to be involved.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get to know
Exactly.
his friends. I want to know who's influencing who.
And you don't want them to like hide from you. You want them to come to you.
Exactly.
Not necessarily be a friend, because I'm not that type of mom that's like, oh, be a friend first and a mom second. No.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no, it's mom first.
Yeah.
But
You know
I
what
also
mean?
want to get to a
But-
point, like, obviously, when it's easy, where I'm like, hey, this is going to happen, and I just want you to be educated enough, or I want you to be smart enough, and, like, if you're going to do it, just be safe, or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, or if you're going to do it, I'd rather you guys do it here at our house, or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Specifically with, like, I don't know, just, like, name an
Any
issue.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to have
You
like
want them to go to you.
an open door.
Exactly,
You know?
and not like if they like I've heard it said like, if you want when your kids screw up, you don't want them to say shoot I have to hide this from my parents. No, you want them to say shoot I have to go to my parents because
Yeah.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
And that's the
Or if
goal.
you find yourself in a terrible situation, you know, call me. Call me or your mom, or call your uncle, call your auntie. Like that's,
I don't
that's
care
just-
what you're
yeah.
doing. If you're scared,
Yeah.
like
You
call
think
me.
you screwed up, like
Yeah,
I will
let's-
not exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like even
Yeah.
just small influences like that, where you're visually interactive, like with extended family members. It's like, hey, my kids even do that now. Like, hey, we were watching like a show that was inappropriate, and we said, you know, we told this person that this is inappropriate.
Well,
I'm happy that they're speaking up for themselves and
Yeah,
being like,
for
hey,
sure.
my mom doesn't
That's
want
confident.
me
Yeah.
to watch this type
Well,
of stuff.
maybe it was just a different time, but like I knew I wasn't supposed to be. Like there really wasn't anything there. Now we look at it and we're like, oof, that's
Yeah.
kind of walking the line, especially in the '90s, right?
Yeah.
And I knew like I should be watching that type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have gone to my parents, but I was like, okay, I may or may not get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I also don't want
time
my
with my grandpa.
yeah, and I really don't want my grandpa to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like
That's my kid perspective.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I like watching him.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want him to get in trouble for it.
You want yourself to get in trouble, your grandpa to get in trouble.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, now I understand how like kids, you know, it's not necessarily because they don't want to come to you. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe there's other
And that's the thing, yeah.
circumstances.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing too. It's like that. Maybe it's the way that you were raised in the relationship you had
Yeah.
at the time, you know,
Mhm.
with your parents. But I mean, we can try as best as we can
Yeah,
to get our kids
yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
But we're
We're
probably
never
all
gonna be-
screwing.
I mean, like, you're not gonna let Miles watch something like that later on.
Yeah, throw it on for
Hey Miles, come here.
his new his nap time like routine.
Right?
He's
So
gonna
he'll fall asleep.
fall asleep to the
Intro music,
legs,
he's just gonna fall
to a
asleep.
lady pulling on the stocking.
It'll take him no time. He'll just done.
I can't, you guys. This is not age appropriate. Age appropriate.
That's a good one.
Should we call it?
Let's call
Yes.
it. Yeah, I remember we were supposed to talk about politics. I like what we talked about way more.
Agreed.
Just school, huh?
Agreed.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much
just
school.
reminisce. Yeah, all that. So.
Us being
School
weirdos. And me being a weirdo because I didn't like Harry Potter.
Or are we the
Yeah, bro.
weirdos? We're the nerds.
Yep.
Nah, you're probably the
Yeah.
It's
weirdos.
just younger influences and Harry Potter.
I like it.
And
Yeah.
how Ernest, you know, has pretty much failed at life because he didn't watch Harry Potter.
Come.
Just
You still got
I
9? You're still
know.
alive?
I wouldn't even give it a second.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We'll get you there. Bro.
I'm down to rewatch some Boy Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down.
You know when they did like a relaunch? Did you guys get into the relaunch?
I heard about
Like
it.
in
I
the
didn't watch
college
it.
stuff?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
never
Mr.
watched it.
Feeney?
Mr. Feeney. What happened to
my
him? Was he alive still?
Yeah.
Dude, Charles was
He
so
was
pumped
old.
to watch like the little girl version, like how it's their daughter.
Oh, yeah,
that's-
that
they
was.
revamped
That's
that?
a
Yeah,
new.
okay.
Yeah, like they
I
just did it with like the same Corey and Topanga. They had a daughter and they were following the daughter in school. I don't
Right.
know if Feeney was there or not, but like
Probably not. He was
Charles
old back
was
then.
Yeah, he-
pumped for it, bro. He was all about it. I'm like, what are you doing?
What a little nerd you're married to. No, just kidding, Charles.
It's weird. Matches my
I'm gonna
weird.
I'm gonna buy a Boy Meets World T-shirt.
Oh my god.
Look at you. You
Retro-
probably-
yeah, get me one, get me
for
one.
Christmas or something.
Yeah, it's my birthday.